Have you ever heard of the Linux operating system?
Yes, I did.
I wrote half the networking stack for Linux. I'm Donald Becker. I've been coming here for well over a decade at this point. Initially, it was just for dental treatment, but I've long had an issue with a missing tooth that was initially solved decades ago with a Maryland bridge. But Dr. Pham suggested a more extensive treatment that would shift the teeth back into place, put an implant in, add that missing tooth, and basically realign my teeth so that they would be much more functional.
What was the experience like?
I knew up front the treatment would be over many years, but it's been great. They've been very caring. I've been to many appointments and they've always been very accommodating. And when things have gone wrong, as they do, temporary breaks, they've been really, really good about making sure that that's been resolved as quickly as possible. And that was something that impressed me. When a temporary breaks, your smile, which was looking pretty good before, now doesn't look quite as good. But they've taken care of that almost immediately at every point. Oh, I'm tremendously happy. Before, for years, I avoided showing my teeth when I smiled. And it's taken quite a few months to break that habit, but now I can smile and show my teeth. And that's something I usually used to give especially a lot of talks. And I did develop the habit of never showing my teeth. And while I thought I was smiling, to a lot of people, I'm pretty sure it didn't look like I was smiling at all. And now while I'm still not very good at smiling, I'm much more willing to do it, much more willing to show my teeth and talk, especially up close and personal.
What's your favorite part about coming to the dental office?
Oh, nobody really likes going to the dentist except for cleaning, but the people, some of the treatments have been lengthy and they really empathize with you when you're sitting in the chair for that long.
What do you love most about the doctors and staff here?
The empathy, especially when you have a long appointment, that's really important. Dr. Pham, actually the whole staff, they do pay attention when you're starting to get a little uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And they've often suggested extra numbing before I've brought it up. And almost in every case, I've agreed that, yeah, that would be nice.